So, what is China like? Well, this specifically is Shenzhen, but pretty much all of China is like this. Skyscraper, 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 electric bike, electric car, electric bus. Damn, that's the oldest car I've seen in a while, and that's a learner driver. Wow, so that's interesting. They use the old vehicles for driver training. Yeah, even the delivery dudes, normally, they're just on bikes like that. But even the trikes, little mini tuk-tuks, what would you call that? Even those are electric. That's SF. That's the main brand. And yeah, it cannot be denied. This is a fairly posh area, I admit, but it's not the richest part of the richest city. And it cannot be denied. China's infrastructure is number one. Absolutely number one. I have talked at length, and I'll talk at further length in future as to how much Chinese people annoy me and how China and Chinese people are undeniably annoying. But praise must be given. I could film basically every street in the country and it's like this. Normally Shenzhen's really bad. This is a lot better for the separated, well, not properly separated, but at least they've painted a bike on the pavement there. So Shenzhen's really bad. Most other cities are much, much better at having a proper lane for people, then a lane for bikes, then a lane for cars. Shenzhen, annoyingly, is not that good. But yeah, this is typical China. Everyone lives, obviously, in huge apartment blocks. On the ground floor of, again, basically every single block will be shops. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you think China hates America, no, KFC everywhere. KFC, just next to it is Domino's. Starbucks and McDonald's are literally everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You'll see that shop a lot as well. Nai Shui, I think. Loads of coffee shop, tea shop-esque places. And yeah, that's a mini mall. So most apartments like those, they are directly above mini malls, which makes your life very convenient. You don't really need to go outdoors ever, to be honest. You could actually spend your entire life inside if you had a work-from-home gig. Because these delivery drivers, who are absolutely everywhere, will come to you, either a driver on an e-bike or a delivery drone. Well, the drones don't come right to your house, but dudes like this, see, having his little lunch break, the poor guy, look, he's having his noodles, rice, whatever it is, just out and about, because he doesn't have time to sit down properly. He's going to be on the grind again soon, working for pennies. But yeah, China's always clean everywhere because these dudes are cleaning up 24/7 pretty much. So yeah, this is a fairly well-to-do neighborhood. Manor Coffee, they're a big brand as well. You see them everywhere. I guess it's a new thing. The Chinese became coffee addicts. So yeah, you can see these apartments are pretty fancy, but I re-stress, this is definitely not the poshest area. So I'm going to try go up that hill, because this area, or the name of the metro station here is Antuo Hill. So, even though it's pretty damn hot and sweaty, I might as well go up a hill whilst I'm here. Because I've been up all the high rises. I'm not going to say they're boring. They're probably boring for most people, but I like being high. However, I'm going to do a little bit of nature exploration today. Because Shenzhen in particular is really, really green. It's absolutely astonishing that they made such a humongous city here. Yeah, I know, I'm crossing the road on a red light. No one cares, by the way. No one cares. Before I came to Shenzhen, I saw some video that Bloomberg or somebody made. And some white guy was saying how he jaywalked. That's not even a real thing, by the way. That's not a real thing. I'm from England. Like, we don't have stupid rules. But, yeah, someone said they jaywalked in China, and then the government automatically took money out of his WeChat, like a week later. either he was the unluckiest human that has ever been to China, or that boy was chatting shit. Chatting complete shit. Because the Chinese people do what they want. They drive, walk, ride, spit, shit, and piss where they want. However, they also clean it all up. So, as you can see, everywhere is always very, 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 very clean and tidy. I mean, it's insane for me. Look, that little tissue is astonishing by the fact that it's solitary. If this was England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Canada, Australia, America, Italy, France, Germany, Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, or anywhere else that I've been, or haven't been, there would be a lot more cigarettes on the floor, there'd be a lot more trash. And look, you could go to places where there's trash on the floor, but it won't be there for long. Within 24, probably max 48 hours, some little dude would have picked it up. Anyway, let me stop filming. Not now, let me keep filming. But now let me stop filming so I can check my map. Because I'm not sure if I should go right or straight. Probably straight. Again, you'll notice China is super quiet. Apart from people like me walking around talking. This seems like a fucking dead end. God damn it. God damn it. I suppose that's why professional YouTubers get the gimbals and drones and selfie sticks and all that so they can have their phone in one hand checking the map and then with the other hand they can film. But this infrastructure is just amazing to me. It's just amazing. Yes, I know Shenzhen's a new city, but trust me, this is everywhere I've been. Everywhere I've been is clean, tidy, ordered, organized. Which is funny because Chinese people are not really ordered and organized. They're kind of anarchic. But everywhere you go, it's just lovely. Oh yeah, but the point I was going to make is how the hell did they make Shenzhen? Because Shenzhen is a lot like this, naturally. It's very, very hilly and lush mountainous, as of course is Hong Kong and a little bit Guangzhou as well. So all of this Guangdong region is pretty terrible for making a city. You know, you want a large swathe of flat land like London. If you think about most of the mega cities, off the top of my head, London, Paris, even the other big cities, Milan, Rome. Rome's a bit hilly, but nothing compared to here. I mean, look, this is not mountainous, this is quite small. But really, Shenzhen and Hong Kong have huge, like some really, really huge mountains all over the place. And yet they still managed to make this. So it's amazing that they made any kind of settlement here, let alone 17 million, 20 million, whatever it is. So it's wild. It's really, really wild because it's literally wild. Naturally, it's just green, very, very humid, so kind of swampy terrain. So you'd think it's not a good place to build. But they've actually built a lot. So yeah, I'm praising China right now because you can't not praise it. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Everything's trimmed. You got to trim your bushes, right? Ironically, the actual foliage is the only thing that is trimmed in China. Oh, I could walk around that. That's nice. But I'm getting away from my actual goal, which I think was down here. So yeah, this is a very, very small glimpse of China. There's an electric brand, don't know what that is. That one's a Xiaomi. There's an old gas guzzler, oh my God. That is horrendous to see. Here's a shushu, that means uncle. So all the men you don't know are uncles and all the women you don't know are aunties, basically. Obviously he's looking at me wondering, why the hell is a white guy walking around filming? They would stare at you the same were you not filming, by the way, because being anything other than Chinese is astonishing for them here. But I mean, this is impressive, man. Just look at how well they keep everywhere. I know this is weird to just walk around filming the floor and stuff, but I saw one cigarette butt in a little crack. Oh, there's two. Oh, there's three. Oh, this is a terrible street. This is such a dirty street. But I mean, come on, man, it's nuts. It's nuts everywhere I've been. on the planet, except for probably here and Singapore. Well, yeah, a lot of Asia actually. Japan, South Korea, Singapore and China are really good at no dog poo everywhere, no cigarettes everywhere, no trash everywhere. So I'm not going to say China's unique. Most of rich Asia anyway is pretty good. Malaysia, a little bit worse, but Malaysia is still pretty good. But China's #1 in the world for infrastructure. There is literally nowhere that comes remotely close. Nowhere. I've been to anywhere else that you would consider as a rival. Well, I've not been to Scandinavia yet, but I'm telling you, nowhere comes close. Look, this is a Saturday afternoon. There's a dude sweeping the floor. Who does he work for? Shenzhen Sanitation. And this is, as you can see, a side street in a residential district. It's not the city center. It's not the business district of Shanghai. It's not the diplomatic area of Beijing. It's not an old colonial area in Hong Kong or Guangzhou or Macau or Qingdao or Wuhan. This is, obviously you can see a new district of Shenzhen, but this is, for all intents and purposes, an unimportant area. You know, this is just a side street. But look how well they keep it. If you walk around an area with blocks of flats in France or Italy or England, Scotland, America, Canada, Australia, is it looking like this? Even luxury flats, even if you go to some new condos in New York or London, is the area around looking like this? It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. And I'm an honest person, all right? I'm not pro this or anti anything. I'm just real, man. I'm just speaking the real, man. And it's next level. It's next level. You can't compare with China. Obviously, they've had the advantage of looking at what everyone else did for the last few thousand years. And they've mastered it. Yeah, they've copied the good stuff, ignored the bad stuff. And I just like it. When you leave China, you do miss the orderly infrastructure. No rubbish on the floor, pretty much anywhere. Even leaves. There's a million trees and there's hardly any leaves because some dude picks it up every 2 hours. So yeah, if you've been to China, if you're Chinese, this is nothing. This is just whatever. But if you've never been to China, this will probably amaze you, I'd imagine. Because we still have the impression that China's very dirty. There's the little bins you get everywhere. Like I said, it's really weird. Chinese are dirty. That is true. And they're hated tourists everywhere they go. But China itself, as you can see, is perfect. It's perfect. Obviously, there's no crime, so delivery drivers will just leave packages outside and you come and collect it whenever you want. Sometimes the infrastructure just ends, like here. You get a random little bit where they're like, we can't be bothered to finish this part, or we ran out of money or whatever. But where the infrastructure is completed, it's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's just nowhere that compares. There's nowhere that compares. Nowhere at all. So, I was gonna stop filming, but I'm gonna do one more little bit in what's that? Chuanshu Community Park. Chuan. How do you say that? I don't know. But yeah, this is another thing I notice everywhere, especially in Shenzhen, but in other places too. They call this a park. Obviously for us in the West, this is not a park. But it's just a sidewalk, right? It's just the pavement next to some residential flats. But in the West, or in basically anywhere outside of Asia, this would be kind of dead space, right? It would just be the concrete, the asphalt, nothing else. In some places, they would maybe put some outdoor gym equipment, like a little pull-up bar or some exercise bike. I'm gonna go here because it's noisy there. But in China, oh man, that's some construction zone. All right, I think I'll stop. But in China, they turn a lot of these areas into quite leafy, nice places to be. But all right, I'm gonna stop now and go back because They are brushing or washing or cleaning very noisily over there. So yeah, it's just wildly impressive. It cannot be denied, it's wildly impressive because, like I said, Shenzhen's super green, very, very humid. So it doesn't rain much, but when it does rain, it really goes ham. And yet, you never see any mud, you never see any dirt. I think I've seen dog crap on literally 5 occasions in 4 years on the floor. And it's not like people don't like pets, they do like their pets. But yeah, they have absolutely perfected city design. They just have. It can't be denied. I don't care what you say. Look at that. Their new EVs are pretty slick. The only people that drive petrols are rich people, like in a G-Wagon or, you know, the old Porsche SUVs, Volkswagen SUVs. There's another Porsche, there's a Honda. So pretty much every vehicle is electric unless you're rich enough to get a Joyman, which is still a big status symbol. The only dirt you'll get is when the fruit, I think this inedible, but you know, when those berries fall from the trees, makes the pavement so dirty. So yeah, China really spoils you because things like that, the gas and water infrastructure is always perfect. Street signs everywhere, which is something obvious, but it's really lacking in a lot of cities. Like sometimes you're walking around for ages trying to figure out where you are. But China has the street signs in Chinese and English everywhere. It's not really English, it's Pinyin, but basically it's English. Sometimes you even really have English. There you go. Telling you where's the nearest toilet and whatnot. Alright. I'm gonna shut up now. So, next stop after this should be a nice mountain pagoda. I hope.